I think that I was looking forward to it, and obviously you hear about labour, and so you're not looking forward to that. You just, when it comes, you're just gonna have to deal with it. But then I think for my first child, I was always thinking, when the contraction started, I kept on thinking, you need to deal with this because it's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse. Till even when it was at its worst,
you're thinking,
I was thinking,
it's going to get worse.
So I think because of that reason, I think I dealt with the pain better. I mean, I just had gas in there, but I didn't have a long labour for the first one. Rika was like, I think 4 hours, 3-4 hours.
That's quick.
It was quick.
Yeah, that's good. That's very quick.
So, I was just kind of like, it was, all in all, it was a good experience, I would say. But I think the second one, having experienced the first one,
because you know what to expect, then you're scared.
When the pain hits, I just kept on looking at the clock, and when it was like 5 minutes apart, and you're thinking it's going to come now, and it was just like I was struggling. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm laughing because I was privileged to be at the birth of my sister's second child.
I was good though at the beginning.
And at the beginning, even
the midwife said, she goes,
you're
so quiet.
She's so quiet because we could hear all of the other mothers screaming and everything. And she goes, you're so quiet and everything. And then that's when I thought, oh my God.
When she said to me to push. But there was something wrong. When I pushed that first time, that pain that I felt was like no pain.
I've never heard her scream out like that in my life. Woo! Woo! I was like, oh my God!
But I said something's wrong. But do you remember? She actually said that not all my waters are broken properly. So it's like when she broke the waters properly, and
she was on another level. I remember thinking, it's hot. And this is the first time it's hot.
That second one was the hottest for me.
I was like,
I mean, to the point, I think, because Pedro had videoed.
Really? Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And I remember.
Oh wow!
When Romario was about, I don't even know. I knew I couldn't watch it to begin with, but I tried to watch it when he was maybe about 6-7 months old. And when that thing turned on, I was like 10 off.
Really?
Couldn't watch it. I've never watched it. I don't even know where the video is.
Whoa!
But I just, it was just too traumatic.
Honestly, I felt it for her because I know that ain't my sister letting off that type of noise. All of my 3 boys were very quick. The first one was 35 minutes. The second one was... No, sorry. The first one was 2 hours and 15 minutes. The second one was 35 minutes. And then O'Neill is the one where when they came to check my... what is it? How much dilated... She said, oh, you're not ready yet. You're not ready. Let me check. Okay, let me check. Okay, you're 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you're fully dilated. and I'm not joking. That's exactly how it went. And because it was so quick, that burn. I was like, I thought, oh my God, something's wrong with the last one. And I know that it's because they broke my waters. All 3 births, they break the waters. And what I realised, every time they break the water, it just speeds things up. So I was I didn't want them to break the waters because I'm thinking, but I went from 1 to fully dilated in a matter of seconds.
But that's the thing sometimes, because even with my last child, they said to me, because I was induced, because I just like water's partially broke and I was in hospital for days, and then they said they're going to induce me. So they were kind of like, it's going to be a long process. I know what you're thinking. And I was like, I'm going to have this baby in like 4 hours. And so said, so done. And I can remember when I was saying to Laurel, I'm ready to push. I want to push, right? And the midwives are like changing shifts, and they're like, no, she's not ready. She's not ready. And I just started pushing because the urge to do it is more than someone telling you you're not ready. And it's like when they saw, by the time they saw Trinity's head coming out and rushed over to me, she was on the bed. So they didn't deliver no baby.
You delivered her yourself.
She just came herself, you know. So,
I remember
it was quick.
saying that this woman delivered on the ward. You know, like they were moving her.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And then they had to stop. And I remember Laurie said that, you know, because it was visiting time. So everyone chatting. And then she said it just went quiet, you know. But imagine that, having your baby on the ward.
Yeah. I think for me, so I remember with Jordan, I was still living at home, and I remember, obviously, you feel the pains, and Mum rang Loy, and she came. Yeah, she came. I remember she said, "Don't tell her that I examined you," but she examined. She was like, "You know, you're, I don't know, 3 centimeters." She said, "Just try and stay at home for as long as possible." Okay. And I always remember thinking, "Oh my God, it's so painful." And Mum was like, "What did Mum say?" You know, Mum had a way of the words. She said something like, "You know, this is just the smoke. It's not the fire yet." And I remember that's all you need. Yeah, that's what I need. I mean, Mum was just like, and I remember just thinking, I'm going to just stay at home for as long as possible. And then I remember we went to hospital about 9 in the evening. And I had him at 3. My son Paul always have this thing, because I say 3, it says 3:48. Paul says, oh, his head came out at 3:47. But he was born at 3:48. So I had him at 3:48. And I remember I don't remember it being that bad. I don't. And another thing I remember as well, like, you know, they tell you, Mum was like, you what did she say? How's your breath smell? Because you're blowing in the woman's face.
You wonder about that.
And I was like, you know, you said, how's your breath smell? You're blowing right in the woman's face. But I don't remember that birth as that bad. It's in, did I have gas in it? I think I just had gas in air.
Maybe I had gas in there. My legs started. I just remember my legs shaking.
Maybe I had pepidine.
Reaction.
But I had gas in there. Devontae now. I mean, that birth, my second, all right? So my second. And bear in mind, Jordan, he was 7'10", so first birth, 7'10". Good size, right?
Good size, yeah.
Devontae. I had a female, I had a male midwife, trainee.
Oh, really?
Trainee, yeah. I always remember, because I remember, like, he was standing, like, you know, when they got the gloves on, but it's like he didn't know what to do with his hands. Okay. And I just always remember, like he looked so awkward. Yeah, so he was kind of standing, but he looked so awkward. His name was Peter.
I know what you remember, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was, as I said, it was in the day, and I just, even when I maybe that's why my back is still all these years later. It felt like, so I think it's called, I think it's OP, osteoprosthesis. So his back is to my back. Okay. Yeah. It felt
like someone ripping your back apart.
Was ripping my back. Like,
yeah. I wonder if that's what Romario was like. Because
it was,
honestly, that was different.
Yeah, the pain was just intense. It was the hard. I wouldn't say the worst. I don't want to use the word the worst, but it was the hardest. Labor. That was I labored. I labored. I mean, yeah.
Well, mine was just
Nah, that was, and he was 9'7".
Big baby.
Yeah. And then by the time I had the last one, I remember I'd been shopping the Saturday in Lucian Precinct with Jordan and Devontae. Devontae would have been in a pushchair still, probably. He probably would have been, because he would have maybe 3. I'd been shopping. I remember I dropped the boys to Mum. I let them stay there, and I remember the morning we woke up and I got to the hospital, and it was you just remember, like, I can remember the woman. She had a really strong, she's Scottish, but her accent was really strong. And again, there was a trainee there, and I'm always like, if they want a train, I just think everyone's got to learn. So if they ask, and I remember the trainee examined me, and she said, "Oh, she can't." What did she say? Like she was saying she didn't know how dilated I was, and I remember the woman said, she said, "It's her third baby. Maybe she's fully dilated. Let me check." And she checked, and and I was, and I had him. That was fine. He was fine. He was 10-7. But that was fine. That labour was fine.
I remember seeing Cassidy like
he looked
he looked like a 3-month baby.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked.
Yeah, but remember he had the same meconium aspiration, but not. He was in special care for I think like a day or something, or maybe that. And there was this Jamaican woman.
That's why him and Lamar are so close.
Right. So the Jamaican woman. And it was before I was married, so remember it was Baby Brown. So she said, remember he's in special care, and she said that is a fraud baby. That's what she called him. Fraud. He was so big. Because he was so big. Remember, especially they're tiny.
I remember.
And he's like, he's a 10-7. And also when I had Jordan, I bought him a green outfit to wear home, and I kept it for Devontae. He came out in it, and I kept it obviously for Cassidy. I mean, Cassidy's toes was like. I mean, I put him in it again, but it was tight on him. It was tight. He was. I mean,
what
he
were
was
you eating,
big.
What were you eating?
I don't know. He was so big. He looked like
the West Indian nurse. I'm just hearing Baby Brown. When I saw Lamar, now Lamar was full term, so he was born the exact day that he was due.
Yes, of course, yeah.
But he was 8-12. But obviously the meconium aspiration, he had to go into special care. And this nurse, her name was Debbie, and I forget, big personality, big woman. She said, hey, everybody, when I see Baby Brown just full up the incubator. and she didn't know I was the mum, because, she said, anybody, you see Baby Brown just full up the incubator. And I just looked up and...
but you don't
Jamaican.
Yeah.
So, firstly, I'd like to commend you three, because you've been through it 3 times. I could only go through it 1 time. And said, I remember it was a Sunday evening. My waters broke while I was at home. And I remember,
was the only one. None of yours.
My waters didn't break. No, my waters were broke all 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, my waters broke. Naturally, I said, okay. Dad took me to the hospital. And it was about 6:30 in the evening. But it was so long. And I remember, I knew with my birth plan, I didn't want epidural at all. Even though my pain threshold is very low. I said gas in the air and pethidine maximum, but I knew I didn't want. But I knew that, so I had gas and air, and the pain was rough. I remember this, I didn't know what to do with myself. And I do remember his dad wanting, like, playing the radio or something, and I said, I don't want to hear no music. I don't want to hear nothing. Just silence.
Silence.
And I remember I think football was on the TV. I said, turn off the television, because I just didn't want to hear nothing. You know? I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah, pregnant bully, you know.
But I do recall, I said, I mean, I didn't have him until 9 minutes past 10 Monday morning.
So it went from
6:30 Sunday evening. So it was long, the pain. And I remember at one point saying, epidural. And she said to me, it's too late for epidural, it's time to push. And I was thinking, how can I do this? I don't think I can do this. This is so hard. And I remember pushing. And I remember them saying to me, Angela, you need to push from down
there,
here.
Yeah,
but
you push from the neck. So you were like, they say to you, they say you're pushing from here. You're just like, nothing's happening.
Exactly. You need to push from down,
Down
here.
there, yeah.
And I don't know, I found the strength to do it. He weighed he was 7 pounds, 13 ounces.
But
So he was
almost-
long.
Yeah,
Almost
yeah,
eight.
He
yeah.
was
An ounce,
so
he would have
long.
been-
Yeah.
We knew straight away that he was going to be tall.
Mm.
His fingers were tall. He was legs. Everything was, you know.
Limbs, yeah, yeah.
But it was an amazing experience in the sense of that. I don't know how I got through it,
Mm.
but I produced such a lovely,
Beautiful young man.
a lovely boy,
Mhm.
and
young man.
young man now.
Yeah,
Young man.
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
girls remember like the weeks immediately after you've had your first
Oh
child?
gosh.
Oh
You
yeah.
keep going back and looking and thinking,
Is it
is it real?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
mine.
you're
I'm
baby.
responsible for
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I
that.
actually
Yeah.
remember in the hospital, it was around the time where there was a lot of, sadly, cases where people come in hospitals and
Taking
taking
babies.
babies.
Yes,
Mhm,
yes.
mhm.
But I remember them saying to me that don't sleep with him within the bed with you, put him in his,
Yeah.
you know, the
yeah.
little
Crib,
Yeah.
yeah.
crib beside me.
Mm.
But as soon as they pulled the curtain, I just took him on, because I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to be sleeping and someone
someone
come and
they're
take my
taking-
baby.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
remember just taking him out and I just cuddled with him in the bed and I'm looking at him thinking, he's mine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a weird feeling.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
it really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
This
Yeah.
person came out of me.
Yeah.
Mm.
I created this.
Yeah,
It's
and back
amazing.
then, remember, we're talking all over 30 years, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You stayed in hospital like for days, like
Yeah.
a long
Yeah,
time.
I think I was in at least.
I think about 4 days.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I did.
yeah.
I
I
think
think
at
the
least
first
this.
one was
Yeah,
about 4
so-
days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And even the second, like now, from what I hear now, isn't it like with your
It's that
first?
conveyor belt.
Don't they let you out the same day with your first?
Same day.
Your
Yeah,
first-
because as long as everything's fine, more
Yeah.
or less, it just said go.
I just think, when I had Romario, I know that's the second birth. I wanted it. The next day, I just wanted them to discharge me. You know what I mean? Didn't like Lewisham Hospital, and the people then were rude. And so I was just like, I just want to get out of here. And the same thing when I had Trinity. It's like
Same
back again at
hospital?
Lewisham. Yeah, I had Rico at King's, and
Okay.
it was a really
Okay.
nice experience.
Yeah.
But Lewisham, nah, and I think even I don't know, things have changed because I remember when I had Trinity and Laurel came up with like Danica and Shamari, all the Trinity siblings, and they were like, only siblings can go and see the baby. So we said, yeah, these are siblings. And she looked at him like, all of them. You know what I mean? It's like, but they just, it wasn't a comfortable experience. And to be honest, after having Romario in Lewisham, when I was pregnant with Trent, I wanted a home birth. That's what I
remember
wanted.
you
So
saying.
it was only
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of things, complications, why I ended up
In
having her in
hospital,
hospital. But yeah, I definitely wanted a home birth.
Yeah,
and
that was not
I
for
would
me.
have. I would have had a water birth,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
had it
put that on my
planned.
birth plan, and Auntie Sivrite, as you know, she used to work. She was a midwife and she
Midwife,
worked at Lewisham where I
Yeah.
was going to have the baby. And she said, let me see your birth plan. I said, what a birth? No, man, no, none of that. Yeah, you're going to have a normal birth. Too much fussing and me I go get wet up. No.
What want inconvenience her?
We have none of that.
And we had Loy obviously like Siv, right? And all 3 times I wanted Loy to deliver. But I think with Jordan, she was in charge that night, so she couldn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then she wasn't working the day.
Okay.
Yeah, because she
With-
was
yeah.
supposed to.
Yeah.
Because both of them worked at Lewisham, didn't they?
That's right, yeah. They worked across
No.
Lewisham and Greenwich.
And Greenwich, yeah.
So ours were
But
at
fortunate
Greenwich.
for me, Liz, remember Liz and Errol?
Oh yeah.
Liz,
Liz deliver you.
she started, but she was just at the end of her shift, so
Oh,
I
right.
was.
I
It was
didn't know
really
that.
nice. Yeah.
With who? Lamar.
With Cashron.
Oh,
Cashron, yeah.
But do you not remember when I came to the hospital?
Listen,
to-
she was my birthing partner because Cashron's dad didn't think he could do it. Oh, Nadia, man, no.
He wasn't there.
He was you there, and then you.
You know what?
You
I think
didn't know
remember, I jumped on the bus. I was pregnant. You know,
She was
I was pregnant. I was
yeah.
5 months pregnant.
on the television, right?
See, the
Anyway,
thing is, we laugh, but you know, we kind of expect the men to just be there, and but it's not an easy experience, you know.
Have you seen that
yes,
TikTok?
I saw people like
all of the fathers.
Yeah, I had to go sit down.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He said,
That's why
"No, man."
Clea
Nadia.
asked me to be
Nadia.
there for Romario, just to make
No
sure.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was help. Yeah. I had to go get a chair.
Well,
It's
I
funny,
don't know. I remember they, you know, at first when I was in the bed, Colin was round, like he could see me, my face, and then they said you got to go on all fours because I think because the baby.
No, but that's a good thing
Right.
they do.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
gravity,
because
yeah,
it
yeah.
was going towards the spine
Yeah.
or something. So when you turn around, anyway, he said, "Me have to go up the top."
You say what?
Me have to go up the top. Oh my gosh! And I just remember he just kept saying, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" And I'm thinking, "Where's that trees?" And she, as I said, she was pregnant. Got the bus, didn't you?
Yeah.
Didn't have no car. And so I've had the baby very quick because the ambulance checked me in at 3:15 and Cashon was born 5:24. So imagine you have to get to the ward and all that.
Yeah.
So it was really quick, probably an hour plus by the time I got in. And when they delivered and they're just handing me the baby, Bertie's bursting in the door. I just remember she just the door open and I looked up and there was her and they were handing me cash.
Yeah, I missed it. That was that I was meant to see him born. I was meant to see
Father
him
was
born.
there, but man, it could,
Paul was good. Paul was good. Paul looked down and come back up. Yeah, he was brilliant every time. And even when we rang, so that's what I was saying. We left the two with Mum, and I remember I had him quickly. So I had Cass within, was it an hour and something of getting to the hospital? Like early in the morning. I remember Paul rang Mum back then. He rang Mum, and Mum was like, "What do you mean she had the baby?" She went, "Wow!" Because obviously I was with her shopping the day before, and she's like, "Had the baby?" And he was like, "Yeah, she's had the baby."
And then unfortunately, you got people like our niece Tasha. She was in labour for days.
Yeah.
Water broke and about 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, I don't think it was that long, but I remember that I went.
I think she went to the hospital twice and was.
Yeah, but then I remember being in the hospital. She was in Lewisham, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And we stayed there over the night, and I remember I went to work because I worked on the Saturday. I was at Stanmore, and I went to work and came back, and she was still in labour. She was still in labour. Yeah,
I
she was
remember
still in labour.
So,
That's
I have to
honestly,
give thanks
it's
that
the right
I had
word.
I
my
think that's
baby so quickly.
My advice to women is that do not turn anything down. When you're doing your birth plan, there's no need for us to suffer, right? This is why they've got these different things. You know, so I think obviously we've been fortunate enough, or, you know, that our labour, except for Angie's, hasn't been that long for you to kind of get to epidural stage.
Yeah.
But I think if you need it, take it,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
when that pain starts to hit you,
pain-
Yeah.
and the longer you're in it,
again, being our first, we didn't know that much. We only knew what we were told in antenatal class or whatever. We didn't have the internet like we have today.
Yes, that's right. It's so different now.
Yeah,
Giving birth
you
now.
can, whatever condition, whatever it is, we can find the information. But back then you couldn't, so you just hear what they choose to tell
And back
us.
then, remember, we only had one scan, didn't we? Well, with
No, I'm sure it was 2.
no, we had one. I'm sure
one-
we
I'm
had
sure it was only one scan.
Yeah, it's one. Yeah, it's
isn't
one
it?
scan we used to
I
have.
don't recall.
I
I don't recall.
With
Well, Rico, because I had complications. So at the beginning, I had a scan at like 3 months.
that's your standard scan now,
Is it?
and then you have
And
one
then-
at 20 weeks or
Yeah,
something.
that's
Is it 20
right.
weeks?
But I think with Rico's scan,
12
remember
and
they thought
20.
that he may be Down syndrome. So then I
Okay.
had scan.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But with Trinity, I'm trying to. I
But
remember.
then that's
we went
more
twice. We had
recent,
two.
though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
But we had two.
More
two
recent,
scans.
20 years.
Yeah, but it's 35 years. This is 35
Yeah,
years
yeah,
ago,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
Gosh.
yeah, 35 years ago.
And how
things were
things
different.
and how humans have, what's the word called? When we change,
Evolved.
how humans have evolved.
In what do you
Because babies 35 years ago, they didn't lift up their head for 2 weeks.
Did he even open up their
No,
eyes?
but
Yeah,
it's true.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
true. They
Yeah.
they
For
said
days.
that they'll be able to turn their head in
Some
2
of them are
weeks.
with teeth.
Yeah. Now they're born with teeth and wear t-shirts.
Yeah,
Come on,
this is-
I'm looking at you and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, they're born and
That's
they're,
what-
and
that's what
they're
Mum
actually.
said.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
a child couldn't do that 30 years ago.
Mhm. Even 50, well, us. I remember Mum saying that when we were born, like 50 odd years ago. She
And
said
you
for the
couldn't
first 7
focus.
days, they just swaddled them, and then she said, baby just
That's right. That's the only
sleep,
one.
cry,
And
and didn't do
babies
anything else.
couldn't focus when they were
They
just
didn't
born.
do
Whereas
anything.
now
Their
they
eyes
get up, they
take-
look
Yeah, they
around,
look
and then,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
They'll soon be like little calves, get up and just start walking. Yeah.
Oh man.
Or
Oh,
they'll,
my
they'll be
birth
walking,
experience was
they'll
a
be
nice
walking
one.
earlier,
Or
I
nice
think,
ones.
in years from now.
Well, but remember, you say that, and I was telling someone the other day that Kelly walked at 7 months.
Cleo walked at 7
Oh,
months.
did you walk at 7 months?
Yeah.
So-
I always
Really?
remember that.
And
Yeah.
Omar walked at 8 months.
Wow. See, my lot, Jordan, I think probably 10
Keshran
months.
was 13 months.
Yeah, I
Amazing.
remember.
Yeah,
I remember.
Rico
I re- yeah.
walked- He was just about walking on his first birthday.
Remember Cash on his first, he could stand,
Yeah,
and he
but
looked
it-
like he could walk.
Yeah, but he was
But he
scared.
just-
He wasn't
Listen,
scared.
Omar was-
Omar's
Yeah.
birthday party. Omar was running
Running
around,
here and around
and
the
Rico was just there holding on to me, just looking at everyone enjoying themselves. He couldn't go
Couldn't
anywhere.
walk.
Yeah, he
yeah,
could walk.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. But I didn't realise that you walked so early. I mean, that's really early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mum said that she always tells the story when she took me to the doctors and for some checkup or whatever, and she said, "Oh, she's walking." And she's like, "Don't be silly." And she said that the doctor strips me and put me down, and my mum said that I just ran out into the waiting area.
Naked. Wow, it's 7 months. But I remember because Kelly was tiny.
Yeah.
She wasn't like
Yeah.
a big 7 months. And 7 months.
Yeah, I think not Rico. Romario. No, Trinity was 8 months, and I think Romario was between 8 and 9 months. He walked.
But then I was
Wow.
at a nappies at, tell everybody this. I was at nappies at 15 months. 15 months. Mum said I used to go onto the
The potty.
no,
Toilet.
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 Toilet. Yeah. So I used to go to the toilet.
big girl,
She
big
was
girl.
like the
Yeah,
older
I used
kids.
to get myself up onto the toilet like when I was, I
With
don't
Anna.
know,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so, I don't know.
All right, let's pack up and go.
We're done, we're finished, right?
It's done.
Well, no, we weren't done. We were done,
Yeah.
but we're not done.
We're done.
I'm flying. I gotta go.
Right, so everyone's birth experiences were good,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I would say it was good.
Yeah.
It was, Romario was hard, but Trinity's was good. No, first was okay, good. Second was hard, and the third was good. You
Okay.
know,
First was cool, it was all right. Second was hell. It was hard. It was difficult. That was a labour. And then the third was piece of cake. Piece of cake.
My first was hard, but a blessing.
First.
My first was okay,
Mm.
which is like, and then the second was traumatic, and the third was just, yeah,
What's that?
what's that one?
the big head. Yeah. Oh. I told you, he's the one that I said I started crying because
I said, I've done it before, but I can't do it this time. And it burned,
Yeah, that burning.
burned.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the first time I had that burning.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, my
I remember
toes
that burning. It was
curling.
very
Yeah.
quick.
We didn't
They were
really,
all quick.
well, we didn't talk about, you know, was everyone okay
Yeah,
after that?
stitches
Yeah.
and yeah.
Oh,
that-
all them
I
We
think
need
there
that for
needs
that.
to
We
be a
do that.
part two because
Yeah,
we need to
yeah.
discuss how black women
Yeah.
Yeah.
have had.
Experience.
Childcare,
Yeah. Experience.
childcare,
Child-
maternity
And
care
also,
today.
yeah, and I think also as well how our bodies are after children and how we
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
Repair.
is, you know, 'cause I've
Yeah.
heard some, not nightmare stories, but some things that, you know, really should have been
There's
noticed and
a lot.
rectified.
Some women are not taught how to breastfeed properly, and that can be so painful.
Yeah, that.
So
listen,
painful.
Yeah, I had that
That
very bad
latching on, and
experience.
when you think,
Yeah, that it's like
yeah,
oh.
honestly, it's like they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me.
Yeah, we weren't ready. We weren't ready.